Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And this is the special interview I highlighted on the daily financial news. We are bringing back a returning guest, someone who just spins wisdom and throughout our conversation. Brian Adamson. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, Mike. Thanks for having me, man. It's always a good time.
I got to tell you, you have one of the best voices I have ever heard on one of these. I've talked to probably 3, 4, 500 people, and your voice is just distinct. It's got this just, I'm jealous. That's all it is. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You know, it took it took for me to get on social media. I used to just hate to hear my voice.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it took for me to get on social media a couple of years ago to where I just got used to it now. But that's funny.
Well, I'll trade you anytime you want. So, well, what we're going to do is, folks, I follow Brian on Instagram. He's one of those guys that's always putting out wisdom. He puts out stuff that for me makes me think, right? And that's what I want, right? From the people that I follow, I want them to make me better. I want to celebrate with them. I don't want hate. I don't want nonsense. And I love it when a creator puts out something that makes me go, huh. So you have a huge track record, and I'm just going to read some of them and we're going to react to them together. You cool with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's the first one. Actually, I want to do this one first. Don't buy your kids everything you didn't have growing up. Teach them everything you didn't know growing up. Smack. Oh,
amen to that.
I love that one. So tell me more about how you come up with that and what that really means to you and what people should be thinking.
Yeah, I recently, so I have a 19-year-old daughter, and she went to college, right before COVID, and so now she's in her sophomore year in Connecticut. Well, when she went back, she decided that she wanted to get her first investment property rather than stay on campus and live in it and rent out the rooms, right? So
Respect.
At 18, yeah, man. And so in August, 2 weeks before her 19th birthday, she closed on her first investment property. And this was after going through my online on-demand course, iFlip University. She bought it herself at the end of December in 2020, caught it while it was on sale, and put it to work. She had 3 deals under contract in that 8-month period, and then she finally closed her first one. Let me take these off. This glitter is killing me. And I just found that so commendable. That even though me being her dad and all the deals that I've done and the wealth that I've created on my own, that she took the initiative to say, I want to do this on my own. I don't want to just, inherit what you leave me. I want to go out and manufacture my own way. And so in doing so, it struck a chord with me to remind me that generational wealth is not what we pass down and buy and give. Yeah. It's really the knowledge, the know-how, so that when we do leave those assets, that number one, they could continue to build that estate and grow it over time. And number two, for them to be able to trailblaze their own way. And now she can do this at whatever level that she wants to because she has the specialized knowledge now. Yeah. So, and yeah, of course, I gave her some pro bono mentorship.
Oh, yeah.
She took the initial step and bought the course. And, when you make an investment in yourself, you have the tendency to take it more serious.
Oh, absolutely. So just what's her first name?
Brianna.
Brianna, congratulations. That's huge. Doing the work like that, putting the initiative, 19, just wow. So I guess she got some kind of rental properties, my guess. She's living in one room, renting out to friends, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, so single family, and she's renting out to 2. Well, she's striving to hit 3 girls, but it's 2 as of now.
Right. So she's house. I mean, so a lot of my investors that I talk to every week, the big thing is house hacking, especially when you get started. I call it the cheat code to wealth.
Absolutely.
Get on the property ladder. You're going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
Have your friends help you. She's probably living for nearly free, if not free, with just 2. Probably is free with a third.
Oh, absolutely. With 3, she cash flows $600 a month. If with 2, she breaks even.
Yeah, she's living for free. She's got to go to school anyway. I mean,
absolutely.
Brianna, amazing job. I'm so happy for you. All right, so that's a pretty cool one. Oh, how about this one? Be married to the process, but divorced from the outcome.
Mm.
I want to make you think.
Yeah, it's so as you know, I'm a believer, I'm a Christian man, and
Oh yeah,
I'm just I'm I'm constantly reminded that we pray for the what and God controls the how.
that was another
So
one. Yeah.
what we need to do is commit to the process,
Yes.
right? I think oftentimes we pray for things and then we sit still as if God's going to show up and just drop them in our office, and that's just not the way it goes. And so
Yeah.
um he has to use vessels
Yep.
here on this side of heaven in order to facilitate the things that we're praying for. And so we have to be married to the process in that I'm gonna go out and pursue this thing every single day. I'm gonna have enough faith to take action every day and let the cards fall where they may, because and you know this, Mike, is how many deals have we been torn up about that we didn't get, but later we figured out that was the biggest blessing that we didn't get that deal.
Oh yeah.
But that doesn't excuse us or exempt us from taking the action. Our job is to still go out and take the action. So you got to be married to the process, but then divorced from the outcome. If that deal didn't work out, then it wasn't for you, you know, and maybe God was protecting you from something. And I think that's what happens. We as people, we get so fixated on trying to control the outcome that we don't take the action to get there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's kind of step one of everything I teach. It's focus and daily discipline. You own that. You own that. And, you know, some people get into it. They go, hey, I've been doing it a week. I'm like, come on, really? And then it's like 3 months. I'm like, really? When you get up to 20 years, we can talk, right? I've looked at my market. I don't know. I've probably missed less than 30 days in 20 years.
wow.
It's just part of the process, because I'm always looking forward to the next day, because I know that I'm going to eventually find the deal of the decade. I am not upset that I didn't find it today. I checked the box. I'm like, cool, I did my thing.
Yeah.
It will show up. And now 20 years, I have evidence that it will show up. If you've been doing this for 3 seconds, you don't have evidence yet. But trust me, thousands of people have been doing one rental at a time now. If you focus and do the work, it will show up. So yeah, be married to the process and don't wig out because it hasn't happened yet. It will.
Yeah.
There's so many of these I got from you. I want to talk about the friends. Be careful around those that only celebrate the level that they are comfortable with you at. Whew.
Yeah. All of these come from the heart, as you could tell.
Absolutely.
You have to be careful that as you evolve and grow, that your circle is evolving and growing with you, because what happens is, and me and you, I think we talked about this in brief before, Mike. Typically, the peer group that you have from 0 to 20 is, you know, your closest friends, because you've encountered so much in some very important developmental stages in life, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But then there also comes a time, and this is no knock against them, I still love my day one guys to death, but at some point you have to evolve and go get a new peer group, because what happens is, for where you're trying to go, you need people that's going before you that can pull you there. And you don't want to stand a chance or run the risk at where you're trying to leave, that they're pulling you back or holding you back. And sometimes it's not always malicious.
No, not
or even
always.
deliberate. Majority of the time it's not, but it still has the same effect, whether it's malicious or innocent, for that matter. Because if you're shrinking to kind of fit in those spaces, and you're kind of, what I will say, dumbing down to make everybody feel okay.
Yeah,
that's not okay for you, because honestly, if you keep doing that, you're really degrading yourself. And
your limits have been greatly reduced, right?
Absolutely. And so it's important that, in order to really know our worth, number one, we need to be accountable to self. We need to be accountable to God. We need to understand who we are. And then we need to go out and exercise that at its full capacity every single day, not allowing someone else to put limitations over, you know, who we are and who we're trying to become, for that matter.
Yeah. Well, do me a favor. We're going to go through more of these, but I want to hit this right here. What is your Instagram feed? How can people find you and see just the amazing stuff that I'm going through? What is your page?
Yeah, it's Brian_Adamson 1.
Yeah. Follow him right now. So here's the next one. 1 week of procrastination can kill 6 months of work.
I see it every day, Mike.
Oh, I do too.
Every day, man. It's one of the, I think, the most overlooked ingredient to success as an entrepreneur is momentum.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
And momentum only comes from consistent action that creates this inertia that then gets you traction, and then you start to get momentum. And when you get it, you have to continue to push forward regardless of what's happening. And so many times I see where people, they get this momentum, this perceived momentum, and then they let life happen and they completely cannibalize all the momentum and traction that they just built up. And just from that bit of procrastination, by allowing and making excuses for why you didn't do what you were supposed to do, just killed all this body of work that you've been putting in for weeks and months on end to get to that point. So it's just imperative that, you know, it's back to what you said, Mike, the daily disciplines.
Oh, for sure.
Discipline is not a respecter of your feelings.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I not thought of that. Yeah.
It's not so if you do the daily disciplines, as Mike alluded to, then even when adversity hits, right, you're still able to do that daily discipline, which is going to get you further and closer to consummating that goal, as opposed to, you know, making excuses for yourself and killing all of the traction that you built.
Yeah. And I want to highlight one thing. So first and foremost, I see daily disciplines as like step one of everything I teach and talk about, right? You're going to learn your market. You got a buy box, you know, you're going to learn good or great, all of that stuff. But I want to hit daily discipline or discipline one more way. And it could actually cost you 6 years. And I've seen this, right? So you get in this game, you get 1, you get 2, you get 4, you get 5 properties. You're feeling yourself. And then you say something stupid. Like, I deserve a new whip or a second home, or basically you're going to expand your expenses to match your means. I saw people do that like 2010, 11, 12, right? It was the best time to buy.
Yeah.
But then you go buy that new whatever, and you were moving at a good clip. And because you told yourself something, you stopped or greatly reduced momentum. And some of these guys are still working. I retired 5 years ago because I didn't stop the momentum until I was done. Not like, oh, wow, my rentals pay my mortgage. I can go do X or Y. No, I wanted my rentals to cover my lifestyle, not my mortgage, right? And there's a difference. So yeah, I see.
Point, Mike.
Yeah, it's just a little, and again, the momentum, like, because again, rental properties, right, starts as a drip, you don't see it. Then it's like, oh, that makes a difference. Yeah. If you stop the momentum there, you are so close.
You are
so close.
You are. I just was sharing with someone in a meeting earlier this morning. The 2 things stifle you in life, and that's success and failure.
Ooh, tell it.
And it's to your point.
Yeah.
You start having this marginal success, and you get so fixated on the trophy, and you start to lean on a little bit of comfort that you built for yourself, and you quickly start to regress from there, right? Oh, and then you have failure, which too many people, it's, you know, you throw a pick in football, you got to shake that off and get out there for the next play, right? You can't
short memory.
You got to have a short memory. And so the 2 things that I found, which is crazy because it's just total dichotomy, but is success and failure, the 2 things that stifle you in life. And you're going to end on one end of the spectrum all the time. So
exactly. It's always there.
It's always there. So the important piece in that statement is that you always have to be moving forward, regardless of the fact, whether it's success or failure.
Yeah. This next one is just awesome, but it goes so against what people are doing on social media. Buying things doesn't impress me. Investing in things does.
Yeah, that one. I knew that day. I said it's going to be some fallout behind it.
Yeah. I bet
it wasn't directed at anyone in particular. But to your point, society has become such a standard of consumerism that, you know, some may have taken it that way. And if they did, then great. That means that they're convicted. and they should probably take a look at how they're doing things. But
Yeah.
if it didn't bother them, then more power to them. For me,
Teach their own, but yeah, it's not about stuff.
it's just not the stuff. And don't get me wrong, like, I can sit here at 38 and I bought a lot of stuff. And
I got a lot of stuff too.
Of investing in real estate, and Mike can attest to that as well. But you get to a certain point where it's just all the same. I mean, nice cars are nice cars, nice jewelry is nice. I mean, get it. I'm not saying don't get it. At some point, get it out the way. But really, you should be focused on, for me, the only thing that's ever kept me up at night is not being in position to make a move that I wanted to make.
Yeah.
It's never been the car I didn't have. It's never been the watch I didn't buy. It's never been the chain. There's never been any of that. The only thing that's ever haunted me as an entrepreneur is not being in position to make a move when I wanted to make it.
Haunting you. I like that word. Haunting you. No, it's Halloween, so I like that. Nice tie-in. This is another one. Again, I love all of these. When you pay attention.
Absolutely. Everybody thinks they want things given to them.
Yeah.
But that can be the biggest detriment to you ever, to the point where I saw my daughter purchase a $500 course, albeit at 18 years old. That's a pretty good chunk of change for her.
Oh, yeah.
And she took that very serious to where 8 months later, she manifested her first income property. So
Brianna, amazing. Yeah.
I'm just, and I see it in my own family. And so, that's why when people from the public, they're like, you charge? Absolutely, I do. And it's to your benefit.
Yeah.
It's really a mutual benefit.
Yeah.
Right? Because price is only an issue in the absence of value.
Yeah.
And so as long as the money that you're spending is of value, then it's a mutual win for everyone involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And I didn't always see it that way. That's funny, right? This book behind my shoulder, One Rental at a Time. I wrote that book originally with the idea of, it was for me. It was a way for me to go back and relive 15 years of getting there, right? Because I didn't celebrate the wins along the way, and I highlight all my failures in the book, and that was one of them. I gave it away. It was just a PDF. I'm like, this is for me. I must have given it away 500 times, maybe 600. Like 10 people read it. I'm like, really? And, now that I've, cleaned it up, put a freaking cover on it, it's sold over 10,000 copies. And, wow. I have over 1,000 reviews on Amazon and Audible. It's $15.
Unreal. Congratulations, Mike. That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. How about this? I love your short ones sometimes, because it's like, God damn it, he got it right again. Here you go. Let's keep it real. Settling is quitting.
It really is.
It really is, man.
It really is. Like
on all fronts.
Pick any aspect of your life.
You
quit. If you settled, you quit for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. God, these are all good. Oh, how about this? Another short one. If you won't bet on yourself, who will?
Oh my God, I love that one. There's so many people out here that want people to buy and subscribe to their dreams and their ideologies.
Yeah.
But you show up and you haven't done any of the framework. You haven't invested in the course. You haven't went and got a mentor. You haven't gone out and take action and submitted your first offer, and you want people to come and finance your dreams, but you haven't shown that you bought into your dream enough to take the action.
Yeah.
So, it's stop trying to get people to invest in you until you invest in yourself.
No question. Only time two negatives make a positive is multiplication. Protect your energy. Don't let someone else's negativity poison your potential.
Absolutely. I knew that went over a lot of people's head. That's an old statement,
What does he mean?
A negative multiplied by a negative is a positive, but that's the only time that two negatives make a positive.
Yeah.
For my mathematicians out there. But it's just important that, we protect our energy at all costs. You're going to have bad days. Going to consult with your other negative friend, although you may feel positive, you guys just created another negative by passing that energy back and forth.
Yeah.
People that can help to pull you out of that situation.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in and I call them like battery charging and battery draining, right? I have people in my world. Some of them are family that I just had to, cut out as much as I could, because talking to them it's painful.
Yeah.
We just see the world different. And I can't help them, don't want to help them. They don't want my help. They, whatever. It's like, no, just like, if I'm physically exhausted after a 5-minute conversation with you, that's probably not a good use of my time, because it ruins. I mean, my head is just wrong the rest of the day. It's just bad. Yeah. Here you go.
That's important. But and you know what, Mike? We can't go through life blaming those people either.
No.
We have to first be accountable to ourselves and understand, if I know that's what the end result is, then I have to stop putting myself in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing the same thing over and over again is the definition of insanity, right? Just
there you go.
Be better. So I own that. They don't. They are who they are. I can't change them.
Exactly.
And they've been that way for decades. So yeah. All right. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in real estate: keep your emotions out of it. Focus on the numbers.
Period.
In the story.
The data won't lie to you. It just won't. The closer you stay to the data, the closer you stay to the truth. Yep. If you're making moves out of emotion, it's probably going to end badly for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
I'm constantly doing inventory on my life, figuring out, have I reached those heights and whatever peer group that I may be in at that point in time. Mm-hmm. And if I am, there's no knock against them. It just means I need to go and find some other people that make me uncomfortable.
We're never done growing. Don't even where we are, don't settle, keep growing, keep having a bigger impact. Keep growing. Is building muscle, right? You're either building muscle or it's shrinking, right? It never stays the same. Keep growing. Yeah. Here's another one that hit really hard for me. It can take a decade of consistency to get the 1 year that changes everything.
Honestly, that's probably the closest narrative to what real estate investing is than what you see on social media. To do it the right way and to build it's probably going to take you 5 or 10 years of, conservative, consistent effort, to really get to the quality of life that you want. It's not going to typically happen the way that you see it on social media, where you'll be a millionaire in 12 months.
Yeah. That's the big one for me, right? It's because, again, for me, it was a 15-year journey. And really it was, the first 10 years are really what built, once that kind of seasoned and worked its way through and increased rents, mortgage pay down, and all of that. We didn't enjoy it for another 5 years.
Yeah.
It does take, it's a combination of focus, daily discipline. And then lastly, what I like to say is time in the market is better than timing the market.
Amen. Right?
Most of my wealth is because I held.
Yeah.
It's not because I flipped.
That's true, Mike. I just was talking to someone, I started in 2006. Was over leveraged on the stuff that I had just from being ignorant. In 2008 though, I bought over 20 doors cash when the market was compressed from 28 to 2010. The problem was I still wasn't educated. So while I was being opportunistic and I bought deals that cash flowed, I didn't do all of the front end stuff to them to make them more robust long term. And because of the peer group I was in, at that point in time, I was kind of an enigma doing things outside of everyone else. So when I started to need money for these properties, I ended up selling them off in the down market. So I really was at a point where I was 24, 25, making 8-10 grand a month. And I really already freed myself and didn't realize it. I just didn't know. Right. And so I ended up selling off 90% of my portfolio and then started flipping houses and wholesaling, doing active income for the next 7 years or so. And then recently just got back into building my doors back up. I'm up to 70 on buying multifamilies. And so
congratulations.
Thank you, man. So I'm in the process of now freeing myself up again. Now that hindsight being 2020, 10 years ago, I was there. So yeah, it's going to be, it's building wealth over time. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I know. So let's talk about that. You're at 70 doors now. So what's been going on in the last year or so? It sounds like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I just, if COVID didn't show me anything, And making active income is great, you know, produce millions of dollars, and that's okay, you know what I mean? But the true freedom is getting back to cash flow. And so I myself even had to be reminded of that. And so I've aggressively been buying doors again, but focusing more on commercial multifamily,
Sure.
you know, for a couple of different reasons, but predominantly to get there faster, right? I've done a single family. I still will do single family, but right now my focus is on the multifamily side, and it's been really fruitful for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. So one more time, how can people follow you, get part of your world? Because again, you're putting out stuff every day that people need to see. Most of them, they make me think for 5 minutes. So I just want to let you know, I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Keep doing
Yeah, I think the best place for people to find me is Brian_Adamson 1 on Instagram. And then
the number
1. Thank you for that. And then Brian-Adamson.com is my website.
Yeah, do yourself a favor, check him out, follow him. He is amazing. You could see all these things. There's dozens of more we could go through, but I will let you check out his Instagram page. Thank you, Brian, for all you do, and congrats. Tell your daughter, Brianna, amazing.
I absolutely will.
You know what? Send me your address offline, or her address, and I will autograph one of my books for her and send it to her as a congratulations.
She absolutely love that, man. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Again, thank you for all you do, Brian. Keep it up.
Okay, Mike. Have a good one.